In this video, I have nothing to talk about but a thought that's on my mind that I just heard from Brother Panic in a video. And what he said was, it's some kind of chemical that releases when we're around babies. Some kind of chemical in our head that affects our emotions, affects us in our little, oh, look at how cute and precious and innocent this young baby, this newborn, this child. And shout out to all of the parents that's around me. My cousin just had twins. My best friend got twins and a 4-year-old son. My boy Drew got a son born on my birthday. Insane. But yeah, it's, a lot of the shit that I talk about on this channel, on my page, the shit that I express is for you to know. You, soul having a human experience. You, person. It's all about knowing thyself. It's all about elevating consciously, elevating mentally, but at the same time understanding and accepting this game of life. So, and I always say this game of life because you control it. You are the controller of this game. You control your thoughts, you control your movements, you control your responses to everything that happens around you. Life is just a constant battle between being yourself and fitting in. I promise you this. On the internet, we can be ourselves. Internet, you can be whatever you want to be. But when you get around people, you immediately have to snap into something. You technically don't have to. And that's the other thing I do. I talk very technical. All of this shit that I've revealed, that I've said, that I've expressed is all the technicalities of life, of this game of life. Shout out Mike X Art, 2020. I asked him if it's one book that he would recommend to a young nigga like me, that he said, but you special. And the amount of that just gassing my head up and luckily leading me on this journey of, wanting and striving to be something, to be unique, different, creative, all of the things, just immersed me in knowledge, just immersed me in the frequency and the mindset of just constantly learning. It's never enough. I'll never know enough. It'll never be enough. Nah, I need more before I can start talking on camera. I need more before I can start lecturing. Nah, I need to break it down more. I need to see more. I need to learn more words. And it's so much benefit in it, and ultimately I will never trade it because knowledge is just a sword. And you could do a lot with a sword. You could cut up a nice meal, or you could cut up a nice person. So it gives you a lot of power. It's a lot of perks to this information, to this knowledge, to this perspective. But the main reason that I will offer y'all, of course, when I mention the ego, is because the ego fades. We gon' get old. We gon' get older. We could die at any second too. And that's the other part that just really, when you even just envision and imagine that scenario or the reality of that, it snaps you so deep into the present moment and so much away from your ego game, the ways in which you try to manipulate and control this world and control others and just try to fit in, and whatever happens, man, whatever people need to do or feel like they need to do to get along and go along in this society. Yeah, it's all on you, but the knowledge will never betray you. But it's tough because once you go halfway, you damn near might as well. It's like swimming underwater, but you gotta swim down to like a trap door, and then on the other side of that trap door is air. But once you take that dive into consciousness, once you take that dive into understanding, into seeing some shit, into knowing some shit, it serves you 10 times less to not go all the way down, to get to the bottom of it, to really fully seek all of the knowledge and information that you can, to the point where you're completely satisfied in your knowing and in your mind, and you have no doubt and your awareness and what you know and what you believe and what life is and what you're doing here. You really do have to get to that mindset, to that level of can't nobody tell me shit. And as y'all see, I'm a high level rap nigga. So for me to even put myself out on that level years ago and continue to write and really seek mastery with the pen, it definitely gets you on that frequency. You gotta get to that level of can't nobody tell me shit before you even start rapping. Any artist that y'all see. And I think that I like to, and I'm gonna serve my best in trying to be the medium or remaining, maybe I'm just one of the mediums, between artists and celebrities, rappers, entertainers, actors, and everyday normal 9-to-5 homeless citizens, just everybody else, right? What would the split be? Y'all think it's 25, 75%, quote unquote, famous people, celebrities, even YouTube and internet and Instagram, TikTok celebrities, as opposed to normal 9-to-5 citizens and homeless people and kids? Or would it be 30-70, 40-60? I'm thinking 25-75 is a decent estimation. But yeah, just, trying to be the medium between it all, trying to give y'all the understanding. It's in my heart. I feel like it's a purpose, it's a soul's mission. And when I even come back to this frequency, it allows me to not be in the back of my head like, oh, should I delete this video? Should I not say this? It's like, yeah, I still go through that shit too on camera. So much shit that I have not said and revealed to y'all. More so my microcosm thoughts, a young CT original. I stray away from it because it causes division and a lot of times. And I'm also noticing that even when you try to satisfy everybody, you end up not satisfying as many people as you could have reached if you would have just, quote unquote, been yourself. But I could have continued being myself 4 years ago and had a lot more subscribers and attention on this channel. But instead, I wanted to get this knowledge and in my eyes, do it right. In my eyes, give y'all the best information. In my eyes, never mislead, never misguide. In my eyes, listen to all of the other people and say, nah, that ain't it. Until I found Brother Panic. Rest in power, Brother Panic. Here is me and Brother Panic. And like I said, I was just listening to him all day, every day, along with so much other shit. And I actually don't listen to a lot of music. I was listening to a Montana 300 remix, Get In With Me, and that shit had me about to text one of my engineers and say, yo, what is you doing? I need to book a session right now. But I'm staying patient, getting my money up, getting my YouTube channel up, and the next thing I drop, I want it to be a video. I already got the songs wrote. They would have been out in August, but now I want to shoot 3 music videos for the songs. And it's a whole different mind shift, from just being a person that is quote unquote just doing shit versus having a plan and how you want to do it and how you want to scale it and leverage it. And it's all happening. It's all coming together. Shout out to all of y'all that watch. Shout out to all of y'all that like the video when y'all see it. Shout out to all of y'all that have the 40 to 50 that really have been rocking with me over these past few months and weeks. It's like, yeah, it's showing me that I know people is here to fuck with me and support and be on a grind and a journey with me, because it is a mental grind. It's a mental grind to even listen to the information, to even consume it all, to even do the work yourself. Because I know a lot of y'all that's watching is actually doing the work and is actually seeking something and is actually wanting to elevate consciously and at least intellectually have an interest in philosophy and higher thoughts and higher reasoning and what is life, why is life, what's going on. So shout out to y'all. Give yourself a pat on the back, because there's so many people that just accept the programming and accept the culture and accept the norms and stay within the box and really box themselves in person and on the internet, because we can't lie and act like the amount in which the internet, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook for some people, TikTok for some, Twitter, Snapchat, is not so deeply linked with how we see ourselves, how we perceive ourselves, how we interact, because of our social media profiles, because of what we say, what we post, how other people comment and like and fuck with us on the internet, all of that shit. And we've been all in this shit since kids. I was big on the documentary The Social Dilemma back in 2020. I have a live stream about it. And I've always been deeply interested in this shit, as I even see and find myself still in the grips of it, especially Instagram. Instagram is like a mini arcade game. Come on, like, we can't act like Instagram is not Nintendo DS chat, whatever that shit was, and now everybody that you know and interact with and see, and then you manifest people and you manifest things and energy, and it's really such a mini matrix within a matrix, as is YouTube and all of the other shit, really the whole internet and social media. But when you detach from it, when you actually go sensory deprivation, stimulation, fast from the phone, from the entertainment, from the scrolling, from the notifications, from the people, and you see how much we've been sucked into it, at least I can say for myself. And luckily I've chosen a life path, or been born into a life path, where my job is to observe humanity and report back and help y'all elevate and help you expand your consciousness and help you help souls elevation, help us inside of the flesh, help our elevation above this shit. Detach from the physical, detach from the pain, the suffering, the confusion, and experience the bliss, the enlightenment, the nirvana, the acceptance, the being, the oneness, the present momentness. But yeah, detaching from it all, just taking a social media break, an Instagram break, it puts you more into the present. It puts you more into the, really, you could say, mature reality, the focused reality. Because when you just looking, you distracted. You end up just getting on the work, eat, sleep cycle, and you just getting constant dopamine hits throughout the day. And it's draining your energy, it's draining your ego. Ego fatigue is something that I should probably talk about more. I don't experience much of it, and I know that is one of my best latent superpowers. Ego fatigue is just when you can't go no more, when you just tapped mentally and energetically. The persona, the whatever you holding up, is just getting harder throughout the day, throughout time, scrolling and consuming information and entertainment and perspectives and videos. You end up losing yourself. You end up losing sight and sense of yourself. And that shit, I witness it all the time, see it all the time. That's why I'm now telling y'all such the benefit of having a strong ego, a solidified ego. All of this knowledge and information gets you there. Luckily, I wouldn't be me if I hadn't expressed and given all of this shit to the world over the past 4 years. And yeah, y'all could just all look back on the traces of it all, and pair it all together. And don't just take it from me, research, look into the information, study the people that I've mentioned throughout the years, because they've just helped me formulate my perspective and my philosophy on life. And ultimately, yeah, I just stay true to the knowledge. I stay true to the spirituality to the natural law. That's why I talk and put money in the box that I do. I'm not out here telling y'all that money is everything. Money is a paradox for sure, but money isn't everything, but it is. Let me actually chill because, yeah, you can go be homeless, but let's really break down the term money. Mon, I, one truth, one understanding. This I, right? Your inner I, information, intuition, and intelligence. The pairing of holistic brain balance and understanding. Not just left brain, intellectual, logical facts and knowledge and data and math, science. Yeah, the third eye, Mon eye. We say it all the time. True money, true knowledge, true understanding is all of this shit. Is the Kabbalion, is natural law. Maybe y'all just visualize it so deeply in my head, and when I say these terms, but I'm gonna go a little deeper right now. Natural law is the inherent principles, the ways, the fabric that this world, this society, this system, this vibrating thing you call life works. Natural law is encapsulated in the Kabbalion. And that's as far back as I like to go, because people say Egyptian and Thoth and the emerald tablets and all of this extra shit that's just here to fumble up and confuse your mind and get you thinking about right and wrong and debating this, that. No, the Kabbalion came out in 1908. It's flat facts. The first law, mentalism, the all is mind and the universe is mental. Law number 2, law of correspondence, as above, so below, as within, so without. We're just reflections of the macrocosm down here on the microcosm. The stars, astrology, God, the creator of this, the all. We are that down here, as is the animals, the trees, everything else that you see. Law 3, law of vibration. Everything is vibrating. Nothing is at rest. Us inside the flesh, we're just animated spirits. We're souls having a human experience. The body, the flesh, will one day decay, but we will go on to higher realms or maybe even reincarnation, which, shout out Brother Panic.
But if you accept this mentality, what you're really accepting, the hidden agenda and the secret agenda, is that you're not whole. There is something, the hidden agenda will be all the paths that you think is to get to being whole. We need to go to school. We need to be rappers. We need to get bank loans. We need a better economy. We need black people need to do this. We need to be married. It's the black family. We need to eat vegetables, plenty of vegetables. Don't eat that shit. It's GMO, nigga, GMO, nigga, GMO. Don't fuck with Baphomet. That's the white man. All of that bullshit works towards what you believe is the hidden agenda behind the agenda. But the secret agenda is to create a psychological dependency on their system for your transformation. One day blacks are going to do this. One day police ain't going to be beating us. One day we ain't going to have to march no more. One day you don't have to end. One day there'll be a black vice president, nigga. A woman. One day, nigga. One day, nigga. Even closer, she might be, after 8 years, running for the president. Oh man, what a day, nigga. Nigga, what a day. All of that is the secret agenda to the hidden warfare of the mind control. Stated, hidden, which you're supposed to discover, and secret, which is the true agenda.
Teaches highly against. I'm somewhere on the fence. Law 4, the law of polarity. Every single thing has its polar opposite. Every single thing you see is simply on a pole of vibration. Spirit, mental, and physical matter. Law 5, the law of rhythm. Everything is on the pendulum. Everything has its tides. Everything flows in and out. And I've been reminding myself a lot of this lately, and it definitely has kept me able to neutralize and stay in the middle point. Another hint, another gem. You must understand that every single law is also within every single law. So when I say I can neutralize myself, it's also neutralizing myself on the pole of emotions between excitement and anger, between joy and sadness. Nah, stay in the middle point. I'm cool. I'm here. I'm content. I'm, you could say, at peace, unbothered, unfazed, all of those things. And you just maintain that throughout because you know that this rhythmic swing of emotions is going to happen. You know you're going to be tired. You know you're going to be up. You know you're going to be... Let's stay appropriate right now. I can do that. You know you're going to be wanting to physically exercise and work out as opposed to lay on the couch and be slumped. You know, it's going to be times where you're going to be talkative, energetic. It's going to be times where you don't want to talk to nobody and you damn near get misanthropic. Yeah, law of rhythm. So neutralizing yourself, that's actually one of the main ones that my generation, Gen Z, and probably everybody else in the world, I know can benefit from mostly. And Gen Z is such an interesting generation because we're like the transition generation from somewhat of living in the old age, even though we was definitely born in TVs and video games. Gen Z, anybody born between 1995 to like 2012, I believe, maybe 1997 to 2012. So it's really the earlier ones. I was born in 99, but probably that pocket from 2004 to 97. A lot of people that was playing outside, but was going in and playing video games. Didn't really have cell phones in school, all of that type of shit. But now, kids is really born into this technology age, this social media age. But, you know, I say the transition generation because we can see it all, we remember it all, but now we're in this point where we're not fully established in our egos and who we are. Let me slightly remove myself from that because I, you know, very much know thyself and want to be just a full-on representation of it. And again, I started off this video with some self-awareness, understanding how old I might come off at time. I actually got a slight gray hair somewhere up here, and I'm very proud of it. Look at me talking about pride. But when I saw it, I was like, damn, and it makes so much sense. And it's okay, you know, I gotta accept it, and I've been accepting it. But it's like, man, oh man, you just gotta flow with this shit. You just gotta flow with it. That's why I say we're all vampires. Because, yeah, this is really all right, here we go. Because, yes, nigga, we're all vampires, meaning we all, every single goddamn thing on this planet is feeding. If you look up the definition of a vampire, it is feeding. Every single thing is feeding. It needs to survive sun, water, energy, cats, dogs, squirrels, elephants, giraffes, people, you, me, men, women, children, babies. Everything will defend, everything will scream, everything will kick, everything will fucking lustfully procreate. And some species think it's only fucking humans and maybe dolphins, which are the most intelligent, or is it bonobos? I don't even know what that is, but I think that's just like a hidden fact and somewhere in my subconscious that are the only animals that fuck for fun. Fuck. I said I was gonna be appropriate, but nah. When I say we're all vampires, just know that shit gets uncovered because even the lid on my own ego comes off because I know how much this philosophy is the one that'll really free and unlock your mind. I say it casually at times, but if you really think and understand and get down to it, whatever created this fucking realm created it with the intent that we suffer, with the intent that we feel that rhythmic swing of joy and pain, rhythmic swing of whatever the fuck created this planet, the demiurge, God, the Lord, Allah. Yeah, why would he create it with suffering? Why is there hurricanes, earthquakes, people getting buildings crushed and falling on them, people getting bombed, people fighting, people angry? If y'all watching me and you watching this far, you on a conscious level, for real, for real. I promise you this. This is not a coincidence. We synced. My nigga, my queen, my girl, my guy, God, vampire ass person. If you watching and fucking with me, you on a frequency. So let's really be real and think logically, okay? When you really break this shit down, it's very much candy coated, this reality that we live in. Safety is an illusion. All of these red lights, cars, and police and people keeping this system going, keeping all of this shit intact, is all under fucking mind control. People are programmed deeply. The government, the higher ups, the officials, the real high ups know this shit and understand it and sit back and laugh and don't have to participate in this shit. They don't have rent due at the end of the month. They not getting arrested unless somebody else higher up than them puts an order on them. So, like I've said many times, this system is not your friend. How to maintain a free mind in a controlled society, we doing it right now. Yeah. And if you think cosmically and spiritually, we're all vampires. Your astrology, your zodiac is your programming. It is your emotional, animalistic nature. It is the shit that is encoded in you that is hard to control. It is your energetic disposition, your emotional disposition. I would like, if any of y'all is getting this far in the video, to comment what y'all think my sign is. But yeah, so tackle your astrology. It's your equation. You know what else is your equation? Your triggers. What is it that triggers you in this world? When you know better, when you think higher, when you have a higher perspective, when you thinking in the future, when you looking toward the future, when you working toward the future, shit in the present moment don't faze you. So stay in that perspective, stay in that level of understanding. Work, be strong and hard on your body. Keep it tight and right, because, yeah, you live with less fear. Let's say that. More courage, more bravery, more grounded and walking and standing tall. And that's something that everybody can do. That's immediate alchemy, physical alchemy. Again, let's finish off the 7 laws of the universe, the Kabbalion. Law 6, the law of cause and effect. Every single physical thing you see manifested in a 3D is an effect. But the cause of it came from the mind, came from the realm of spirit and the realm of the mental. Whatever you think it first, then you do it. A lot of times subconscious, but it's always a cause, always a programmed cause within your mind, or a conscious cause between. Wow, I'm about to tap 3 times on my steering wheel. Also, every single thing in creation was created by something. What's the cause? Something created it. Some say the Big Bang, some say God. Wherever you fall in between the middle of that, there's an explanation for the cause. There's an explanation for everything. The who, what, where, why, what, when, how. And law 7, the law of gender. Masculine and feminine nature of everything. The push and pull, the advance and retreat, the passive and aggressive, the masculine and the feminine, the soft and the hard, even mentally, left brain, right brain, feminine versus masculine, your logical versus your creative, your intuitive, empathic, your mathematic, your database, and the pituitary gland facilitates your emotions, and it deals with dispersing all of the chemicals throughout your body, and you feel it, as opposed to the pineal gland, which projects imagery to the brain and the mind. You see, it's masculine, and it produces the images that you see in this world, the cause and the effect. Every law is interchangeable within each law. But the law of gender goes a little bit deeper, because the yin-yang sign is not just symbolizing masculine and feminine, your dark and your light, your shadow and your aggression. It at the same time is depicting the spiritual reality, the cause, the unseen, and the physical, the dark, the dense, the manifested 3D matter. That's the yin-yang. On the highest level of understanding, every single thing has its spiritual trace. Every single thing that is physical has its spiritual vibration, its spiritual trace. So yeah, I think I'm gonna title this video, Life is Just a Balance Between Being Yourself and Fitting In, because this really is that, because everybody goes through the same processes, everybody has the same, yeah, you could say processes, bodily processes, so that makes us what? Human. Gods in the flesh, souls having a human experience. But the mind control of this planet is so extreme that everybody is on so many different wavelengths and perspectives and ideas, and it's just fucking chaotic, and nobody is at one agreement. So again, law of polarity, don't argue with nobody and their reality and what they saying and what they doing and what they trying to tell you to do and what they saying you should do. Take it all with a grain of salt, laugh it off, go back to your reality, go back to your happy place in your head, go back to your habits and vices and your positive, growth-oriented hobbies. Get back to your money, get back to your mental money, your understanding, your truth, your learning, your studying. Get back to your dollars, your hustle, building for the future, building, securing your family. Get back to your fitness, your working out, building up your body, becoming stronger, mind, body, and spirit. Get back to your drugs, escape, elevating, feeling. Get back to your lust, lower nature, hedonism, pleasure, self-love, because this world is chaos. So go to the only place that you can control the chaos, and that is within. I love y'all. Stay godlike.